to bring back to the council for consideration. And some of these things you've seen in the presentation, we've talked about them before, but I thought it was important just to outline them so they could have a checklist. Some of the things that we wanted to talk about again is how many people is it going to be served, who are the users, how will it benefit Sauk Center from an economic and recreation standpoint. We're hoping they can put a little bit of numbers to that. You know, we want to see, you know, break it down more. What is the splash pad size? How many play elements are we talking about? How does it expand? We'd like to see a building schematic with a graphic. We'd like to see how is the irrigation, is there a shade tree plan, landscaping, lighting, you know, kind of develop this plan a little bit further. How they plan to connect it to the trail. The shade structures, tables and benches, and you know, there's so many kinds out there. We have some kind of a theme. How are they going to address safety in a storm, lighting, that type of thing. And then, of course, the recommended water source and water discharge. Those are two things they've talked about quite a bit. We need to talk more seriously now about the utility connections, water, sewer, and electric. We want to talk about long-term maintenance and staff. You know, once it's built, that's all fine and good, but what's it going to cost 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now? And then we'd like to see an expense budget, where how you're planning on expending it, but then also a revenue budget, how are you planning on paying for it? And then also, what is a realistic timeline to make this happen? So this is a big laundry list of items that we think that the committee and the park board can work on and have this information available for the city council and the public. There may be some approvals or considerations that may happen along the way as they want guidance and direction, maybe from the park board and the council. But I think this is a good start to get them started. And so what we're asking tonight, and what the park board is asking tonight, is that the city council authorize and direct the splash pad committee to continue with phase 1 of the splash pad project and bring the above items back to the park board for recommendation to the council. And if you have more things that you think that need to be answered at this point, we can add them.
Any questions? I can say I had a chance to visit with Vicki in regards to this, and I think we all are in agreement that you know, the current facility is underused, and I think there's a lot of space there and a lot of opportunity. But I think we can all say that we're all comfortable that we can probably raise funds to build facilities. But what about maintaining them? And that was one thing that I spent a lot of time with Vicki is I really, personally myself, I want to see the 5, 10, and 20-year plan about how this facility, if we were to move forward with it, is going to be funded. If it's going to be just a general line item in the park board's budget, that's fine, but that needs to be there. And I need to understand how it's going to be maintained going forward. So I think the overall plan, and certainly the concept to me looks great. I 100% agree that there's a lot of opportunity there. Having a water amenity in the community is, I think, extremely valuable. And I support the concept. All 15 of these to me need to be answered with clarity and with planning so that when we do move forward, we do make a decision to invest the hundreds of thousands of dollars that this potentially could take. And I know we're going to look at ways of raising funds to help offset these costs. I just think the 15 is the start, and there will probably be more questions as we move forward, but certainly this would be an area for them to be able to, and the park board to look at as well, to give us good information to the council so we can make a sound decision when the time comes. Does any council member have anything they would like to add, or any comments or anything?
I think the list is a good place to start. Like you said, there's going to be a lot of questions, you know, once we get into different things when they were presented. Not to go ahead and continue with this phase 1 would be kind of like letting them do a lot of work for nothing right now without having all the answers put in front of us black and white. So that's my opinion, but I definitely think we ought to give them a chance.
No. Hearing none, is there a motion to direct the splash pad committee to continue with phase 1 of the splash pad project and bring above items back to the park board for recommendation to the city council? Motion by Keith, is there a second?
Second.
Second is by Warren. A motion and a second, is there any discussion? I'll call the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. 4 in favor. Thank you, and I'd like to thank the committee as well as the park board for all the work they've done so far. All right, moving on.